Our next guest is nothing short of a national treasure. We absolutely love having him here. He's a style icon, legends of British film. Now Bill Nighy is back on the big screen in this year's must-see Valentine's Day film, Emma.
Oh, and Bill joins us now, and it looks absolutely beautiful, and we'll come to the reason for that in a bit. But to begin with, you've kind of avoided period dramas, and here you are. In Emma.
Yeah, I know. It's generally, they used to say, people used to ask me, why is there a significant lack of classical work on your CV? And I used to quip that it was because I couldn't operate in those kind of trousers.
Right, breeches, not your thing.
It was a sort of joke, but in fact, it turns out it's true. But I actually went into the first wardrobe fitting with Alexandra Byrne, who made the costumes for this, who's the Oscar-winning costume designer, with the words "no breeches" on my lips as I went through the door. And I thought, who do you think you are? But she said, you're lucky, 1815 was on the cusp of trouser. So my trousers, but more or less meet my ankles.
Yeah.
You know.
But with period dramas, you've said that you don't really like the way you are expected to speak or the way you're expected to stand.
Yeah, it's just that I'm vulnerable, that if you give me archaic language, sometimes I start acting funny and speaking, and I'm not very... Because I haven't done very much of it, I'm slightly self-conscious about it. But when I met the director of this, Autumn de Wilde, who's from California, which I think is relevant because I think she's got a kind of fresh angle on everything.
Yeah.
She looked like someone who might protect me from that and make it sound so that I could just so that you can make it sound real and like it's happening now and not 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Autumn de Wilde there because this is her directing debut, isn't it? But she's much more punk than...
Yeah, she's a self-styled Californian punk, same as is her cameraman, Christopher Blauvelt. It's a very unlikely team to bring to something like this, but I think that's greatly to its advantage. She's a very eminent photographer. She has done lots of music videos with Beck, Jack White, Florence and the Machine. Check out her video with Florence and the Machine, Autumn de Wilde. It's incredible. And many other people. And she's done Prada commercials. She's done everything except a feature film. And she was completely brilliant in this. And it was a huge cast, a lot of young actors. She was marvellous with all of them. And she had a real vision, to, you know, quote a cliche. And she did a terrific job.
Well, we should talk about who you play, because you play Emma's father. And he's... I would describe him as kind of a hypochondriac. You described him as a word I've never heard in my life before. I can't even read it.
I'd never heard. Don't hate yourself, because nobody knows this word.
Valetudinarian.
Exactly.
Well done.
Well done.
I gave up. I looked at it and went, nah, I need to explain that.
Well,
So
a valetudinarian is not to be confused with a hypochondriac, because a hypochondriac is selfishly obsessed with their own health, whereas a valetudinarian is obsessively concerned with other people's. And in 1815, I mean, he's manically concerned about drafts and catching cold and his daughter's health. But you could be forgiven in 1815 because if you did catch a cold, it could kill you.
Yeah.
Yes.
People died of influenza, you know. So, but even so, he's excessive.
Yeah.
Even so, he's a paranoid freak. He's an uptight valetudinarian, which is not a phrase you'll...
I feel like we've all learned something today.
Yeah,
but also a very much the sort of lighter character in the movie as well. Now, that's got to be fun for you to...
Well, I thought I was playing a rather serious role. No, no, you're quite right. I think his purpose, really, I mean, my only purpose there is to desperately try and be amusing. There's lots of, you know, I mean, I'm the counterpoint to all the youth and the passion and the romance. So I hope, you know, I hope I did my gig.
Well, you say you hope you did your gig because you don't watch it back ever. I mean, we've spoken about this, even when we play a clip, you sort of look away, you can't watch it.
Yeah.
Is there anything you've ever seen back that you've been proud of?
No. No, I mean, not that because I'm the last person who should be watching it. I'm quite content for other people to watch it. I'm very familiar with the disparity between what other people seem to think about it and what I feel about it. I go to great lengths not to see any of it because I have to go to work in a minute and it undermines me, and I take quite a long time to recover because all I see are the kind of compromises. I know too much, whereas other people, they just enjoy it, you know, and I hope they do, but it's best that I keep away.
And that's been the same with everything.
Yeah, it's been the same. I watched, when I was first on TV on Softly Softly, I was third bank robber from the left, Albert Blake. We robbed a bank, we dug a hole from the florist next door, and I was in digs with lots of people in a house in Liverpool, and I can't believe I did, but I said, hey, everybody, I'm on TV tonight, you know, and everybody crowded into the common room and watched me on TV, and I walked around Liverpool all that night, just having been humiliated, in my view, on national television.
Oh, no.
And I was thinking, what am I going to do for a living? You know, because it was so excruciating to see myself. And it wasn't so much that I can't bear the sight of myself, although I'm not crazy about it, or the sound of myself. It was just the acting I couldn't stomach. Because I know all the compromises, I know all the little bits of cowardice where you can't quite pull something off and you do that default thing you do every time you can't do it. And you think, I did that thing again, you know, which
Well,
you do
hard on
unconsciously.
yourself.
But then it occurred to me that maybe people like those default things. You know what I mean?
You're brilliant, by the way.
Well, thank
You're
you.
very good.
I live in a hostile parallel universe, so it's good to hear.
Right. And you do that as a... You said you've been that as a parent, actually. You've been, you know, a bit...
Well, as a parent, I don't know. I mean, I used to poke my daughter awake when she was a baby, you know, just to check that she was alive.
Yeah.
But I think everybody does that because they do sleep very deeply, you know. And many times I used to just poke just to make sure they were still breathing. But I don't think I was. I mean, you'd have to ask my daughter. She'd probably have a different view.
The last time you were in here, you told a fantastic story of Marmite smuggling.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
And the fact that you've gone through airport security and you are, in fact, an international Marmite smuggler.
I am, yeah, it's true.
It's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we've got you a present.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, for real. And this is actually, they've made it specially for us.
my
It's
God.
Bill Mite.
I'm going to cry.
Oh,
Incredible. And
is that
it's got
like
a
the
heart
best
on
gift
it.
we could give you?
That is spread the love this Valentine. Check
There
me
you go.
out.
Yeah,
Look at
Marmite going to love this.
That is
They are
so
going to be
beautiful.
over
Other
the
spreads
moon.
are available.
That is absolutely beautiful. Thank
Oh,
you.
so
I've got one from my daughter which says "Fat Man." she calls me Fat Man. It's great.
It is always, well, think of us when you spread that.
Yes,
on your
I
toast.
please
will.
do.
I'll never use it. I'll never use it.
Oh, you're going to keep that now, aren't you?
Go
Yeah,
in
you're
the
going to
cupboard.
save it. Emma is out tomorrow, and it's always
Lovely to see you.
lovely to
Thank
see you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very much.